You have heard of the 12 animal signs, but did you know that the 12 animal signs is part of a system known as BaZi, or 8 characters? It is the original term for Chinese astrology. In this video, let me explain to you what is BaZi or what is Chinese astrology. Now before that, please remember to click on the subscribe button and click on the bell icon to get notifications for any new videos that me and my team will be releasing very soon. BaZi, what is it? It is the original term to describe one of the 2 systems of Chinese astrology. So Chinese astrology basically has got the yin and the yang system. The yin system is based on the lunar calendar. Many people use this system called purple star astrology or 紫微斗數 that uses the lunar calendar that is somewhat known as the yin system of Chinese astrology. And the yang system is based on the solar calendar. The Chinese solar calendar is a 24-season calendar. Now for this, we use the system of Chinese astrology known as BaZi, or for some people it is known as the 8 characters or the 4 pillars of destiny. There are many names for this, but BaZi is the common term for it. Now the first question that comes to mind is, people say, which is the more accurate system? I want to learn the most accurate system. Really, there's not a most or more accurate system. It depends on the user of the system. They both look at the subject, the same subject, but from different perspective. I would say that each system has its strengths and also some of its weaknesses as well. But of course, both systems can do what the other can if you understand its system entirely. Now, BaZi is not about predicting your future, whereas a lot of people think that astrology, isn't it about predicting my future? I don't believe in all this thing that my destiny is pre-written. Listen, your destiny is not pre-written. Your destiny is a result of your character and personality and the most likely decisions that you'll be making along the way that somewhat turns out to be your journey in life. So the astrology system like BaZi, for example, attempts to understand your characteristics, your personality, your being, and what you deem to believe as right and wrong. And as a result of that, we guesstimate what sort of decisions that you might be making as a result of your characteristics and therefore an outcome. So let me tell you straight from the start that there is no astrology system that can 100% predict every aspect of your life in future. If that's the case, then there's no point studying Chinese astrology in the first place, okay? We can see the problems that's likely to occur as a result of personality and characteristics, but it is not carved in stone. The purpose of learning astrology, or especially BaZi, is so that you gain awareness to what is causing a certain problem or unhappiness or blockage in your life, and then you initiate a change to change it to your favor. The whole idea is to co-design and co-create your destiny that you want. It is not to see what is your fate, why is your life so painful, and what's all these problems about. No, it's for you to change it if you don't like it, okay? So think of it this way, right? If there were to be a creator, then of course there must be some high intelligence and creator out there that created all of us in the first place. The creation process, you got to understand, the creation process is already completed at the time of your birth. Okay, so we are not incomplete at the time of birth. We are given a lot of talents, we're given a mind, we're given the ability to think, we're given a lot of resources. The thing is this, a lot of us don't know what we're given because we're not given a manual to say what are our attributes, what are our strengths, and what are the weaknesses. We're not given all these manual. So the study of BaZi or Chinese astrology is basically to understand what is given, what do we have, and what we can use, and in what ways we can activate the best for us. A lot of us throughout our lives, we leave it to just trial and error. Now, for the luckier ones, sometimes we trial and error much earlier in life. For the more adventurous ones, we try and error much earlier in life, and so we learn how to control our emotions, our thoughts better, our bodies better. We gain success earlier. But for some people, for some of us, we don't discover these talents because we don't try something new, we don't explore something new, and therefore we keep going about with the same old problem, same old, and over time, we lose all the opportunities that are supposed to be on our way or in our life path or in this journey of life. So the idea of understanding astrology is to understand what we're given, what are the characteristics, what do we like, what we don't like, how do we bring forth our hidden talents, how do we make those talent become conscious abilities in our lives, how to work with our strengths so that the lifestyle that we want, we can achieve. The lifestyle that we want is not carved in stone, but it is achievable in accordance to what we are already given. So people think that no, there must be some higher intelligence out there, deciding on every single thing that you experience in life. No, the creation process is already over the time that you're born. You're already created. It's past tense. Your job, our job, is to make the best out of it. Okay, what happens for us after we're born is purely us. So our job is to understand what we're given, what our talents are, what are the capacity and what is the unconscious competence that we can make into conscious competence, and what we can improve further so that the desired outcome can be achieved. It's up to us to, make ourselves better. Of course, if you don't want to make yourself better, it's fine too. Astrology doesn't say that you must go and activate all your wealth and all your capacity in life. It's not, you don't have to give yourself this sort of pressure, but understanding astrology allows you to understand you better. In fact, it also allows you to be the best version of you. And think about this, you can also use BaZi astrology to understand other people. 50% is you, 50% comes from other people. All success in life comes with the help of other people. Think about it, even the failures in life, someone else could be involved too. So wouldn't it make sense that you understand the players that are around you, understand their talents, their ability, their likes, their dislikes? Wouldn't that help you a lot to influence them better? And life itself is about influence. It's either you influence someone or someone influence you. If the influence is positive, that's leadership. If the influence is negative, you're going to create a very negative community, environment or culture, and everyone's going to hate each other and everyone's going to distrust each other. If you're unhappy right now or you're stuck somewhere, astrology can give you insights to why you're stuck and what you can do about it. If you knew where the problem is, you can solve it. The worst suffering happens when we have an issue and there's no solutions inside. We have a problem, we don't know how to solve it. That's when we suffer. But if astrology can allow you to understand what created this problem in the first place and allows you at least a chance to solve it, then you can design your destiny. Now, BaZi, the word BaZi means 8 characters and it's divided to 4 pairs. Each pair in the astrology chart represents a certain aspect of your life. The year pair, or your year pillar, we call it the pillar. The year pillar represents your network, your grandparents, your industry, your market, the environment that you work in. The month pillar describes your work environment. It describes your work capacity. It describes the opportunities in the job that you do, the most suitable job scope based on your talents and abilities. The month pillar determines your quality of life. For those of you who are studying BaZi or studying astrology in the near future, you would understand that the month pillar determines the strength of the elements in the entire chart. That's why it determines quality of life. Now think about this. Our work and what we do determines our quality of life. Think about it, 70% of the time that we are awake is spent working. Even if you're married, even if you have kids, 70% of our entire life is spent working. And so if we understand what we are capable of doing and doing really well, we'll tend to like our work, enjoy what we do, and work and life is integrated, we have a great life. Suppose you don't know what you're good in. Suppose you don't know where your strengths are. Suppose you don't know what allows you to perform at your best. Then there will be just try and error for a long time in your life. And if you get to a certain age where you no longer can do more trial and error, that's when we face difficulties and suffering. So it's the best thing to do is understand the capacity and maximize capacity. That's what the month talks about. It also represents, when we are younger, it represents our relationship with our parents. Now, the day pillar. The day pillar talks about our personality, our characteristics, who we are. Okay? Now, this question is a big question. Who am I? This is a big question. Nowadays, you see people, kids especially, millennials talk about, oh, you gotta be authentic, be yourself. The question is, how do you be yourself when you don't know yourself? People use this as an excuse for misbehaving. Oh, I like to drink, that's just me being me. No, you're not someone who likes to, sabotage your own self, right? So being yourself first begin with you knowing who you really are. What's your personality like? What are your strengths? What are your thought patterns, right? What makes you tick? What are your likes? What are dislikes? How do you perform under pressure? How do you perform when there's no pressure? How do you perform when you're in joy? How do you perform when you are pleasant? How do you perform when you're not feeling pleasant? This is very important because most of the relationships we have with other people and the problems that are caused as a result of that is a result of our personality. So people will say you gotta love yourself, you gotta have love before you can give love. Well, you can't love yourself if you don't even know who you are. So that day pillar allows us to understand us. Okay? So a lot of our capacity in life is limited because we don't know what we are capable of doing. And the hour pillar represents our hopes, our ambitions, our dreams, our desire, what we want to achieve, what we hope to achieve, our fantasies. So as you know, human beings have a bigger mental capacity than other living creatures. We have the ability to imagine. And it's through our imagination that we come up with creations, we come up with solutions, we come up with new technology. So this pillar, or the hour pillar, represents our aspirations, our imagination, our capacity to dream. If we have the good elements or favorable elements or the right components in this box, we are born with the acumen or the ability to imagine and turn our imagination into reality. Suppose the elements in this box is not so favorable, for example, then there will always be internal blockages, belief problems, right? Or limitations that's caused internally that cause a lot of obstructions and setbacks in our lives. Now, understanding this alone empowers you to change things. You may say, yeah, but it's already written on my chart. No, that's called habits. Habits is when you're unconscious of things happening to you. When you become conscious of it, it's no longer a habit. You can actually change that. So these are the 4 pillars, and these are the basic understanding of what BaZi really is. Now, of course, there's a link on your screen right now or in the comment section below that links you to what we call the BaZi plotter. What you need to do is go and follow this link to print your chart. Now, I know there's a lot of things in the chart when you print it, but in this channel, I've created a lot of tutorial videos to teach you exactly, give you the basics into decoding the things that are in your destiny chart. So if you want to understand your BaZi, if you want to decode your BaZi, click on the subscribe button right now and click on the bell icon to get notified, and leave me a comment below. What would you like to learn about your chart? What would you like me to explain further or delve deeper into? And me and my team will work on this and produce a video just for you. And of course, like always, I appreciate if you can share this video with all your friends who are interested in metaphysics, particularly Chinese astrology.